everyone, it's Karen with Yes Please Papercrafts, and this video is part of the Let's Get Organized YouTube hop for paper crafters. This is a hop I've been coordinating now for almost 2 years, and we're going to change things up a little bit starting this month. Each person that's participating in this YouTube hop will create a video on paper crafting or craft room organization and share things that they do in their craft room. And so it could be a craft room tour, or it could be organizing supplies in their craft room, or sharing just the process of organization, just anything that they would like to share in a video, and it has to be specifically on organization. So hoping that we'll get more participation from everybody that is participating in these hops, because part of the problem with the hops in the past is sometimes people may not have that specific topic to be able to create a video, or maybe they've already shared something so that they can't create a video again. So this way we'll have more participation and more videos for you guys. So I want to apologize in advance for my voice. It's really hoarse right now because I'm sick. I'm really hoping I'll be able to make it through this video without losing my voice or having a coughing fit. Okay, so for this month's organization video, I wanted to share my flip bin storage for 12x12 scrapbooking paper. And this was actually something that I shared on my YouTube channel back about 4 years ago. It's one of my very first organizational videos. And I actually have two videos. I have the original video where I shared the flip bin storage. And then I have a second video, which is an update, where I talked a little bit more about the divider tabs that I was using and also the bins. And so when I'm talking about flip bins, it's not something that you can go to the store and buy. It's just something that I came up with that is a way to store your paper to be able to flip through it. So I call it a flip bin. And basically there's only 3 things that you need for the flip bin storage system. And the first thing you need is a bin. The second thing you need is dividers, so that you can create dividers and organize the paper that's in the bin. And the third thing you need is some kind of support at the back of the bin to keep the paper at an angle. Okay, so let's talk a little bit first about the bin. So you just need a bin that is larger than your paper, and I would recommend having something at least 12.5 inches wide. And then the depth of it, how deep it is this way, it could be any size, just whatever fits your space. So you can make it 8 inches. This box happens to be 12 3/4 inches square, and that's the interior dimensions. Now, one thing to look at when you're looking for a bin is you want something that's straight up and down. You don't want anything that's angled in to where the bottom is smaller than the top. You could use a bin like that, but then you're kind of wasting space because you know, you have to make sure that the paper fits at the bottom. So the bottom measurement would have to be at least 12.5 inches. And then for the height of the box, you want to have something fairly short. You don't want anything too tall. If you use a box that's 12 inches high, it's going to be really difficult to flip through the paper and see what you have. You want to find something that's fairly short, and this box is 5 inches tall. I think that a flip bin should be no more than 8 inches tall. I think 5 or 6 inches is actually the perfect height. Okay, so that's what you need for the bin. Now this bin right here, you're not going to be able to find it anywhere, so please don't post a comment asking me where you can get this. This bin, when I looked for this bin, when I first originally did the video back 4 years ago, I couldn't find it anywhere. And when I looked again yesterday, I still couldn't find it anywhere. So I don't think they make this anymore. This is a fabric covered, probably cardboard or particle board box that I picked up at Home Depot or Tuesday Morning or a store like that. Really long time ago. It's probably got to be 10 years ago. So I don't know where you can get this box. But you just want to find a box or a bin that fits your 12x12 paper. So don't worry too much about the box. I'll try to put some different suggestions for what you can use for bins in the description of this video. Things that people have shared with me that they use for a flip bin, and also things that I have found that you possibly can actually buy now that are available. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the divider tabs. What I have here for the most part is these are actually chopping boards that I got a long time ago from the Dollar Tree. And I think you got can't remember how many you got. I think maybe it's 5 for $1. You can use this, and what I did was I just cut it to the size I wanted, and then I just cut it with my scissors and made like a tab shape up here. And that's what I'm using. Now, what I don't like about this is it kind of tends to curl, especially the one in the front, and it's not very heavy duty. So I have another tab divider that I like much better. So I have another divider tab that I recently purchased that I like much better. This is from BCW. It's actually a record divider for 33 RPM albums. And you get 25 of these white dividers, and they already have the tabs. Now, the tabs are only on either end, so either it's on this side or you can flip it over. It's on that side. There's no ones for the middle, but it's much sturdier. It's a much heavier plastic, and it sticks up higher. You can see a little bit better than these smaller ones that I have here. The price for this, when I was checking it the other day, was, I think it's about $24, and there's 25 in a pack, so it's about $1 a piece. But this is a much heavier divider tab. And there's also a divider tab that used to be sold by 𝗏𝗏𝗏, and 𝗏𝗏𝗏 was actually taken over by another company. I can't remember the name of it, but it's another divider that's probably a little bit better, or actually quite a bit better than the Dollar Tree one, and not as good probably as this. And I'll put links to where you can find all of these different products in the description below. So everything I'm going to share here in this video, well, except for this box that I have, I'll put links to where you can find it, available on Amazon or IKEA or other places. Okay, so that's the dividers. And then what you need at the back, you can use a piece of leftover wood or anything that would give you support. One of the things I really like to use is this chopping board. And now this chopping board is really heavy duty. It's a perfect size. And this came from IKEA, and you can get these for $2.99. So it's really awesome. It's the perfect size, and it adds support for your flip bin. Now what you can see here is I pushed the paper in a couple inches, and what you want to do is you want to put that support back there, and then as you rest the paper up against that cutting board, it creates a little bit of an angle and allows you to flip through the paper. And one of the things that is really awesome is because that's creating an angle and the paper is not sitting straight like this, the paper stays really flat, it doesn't warp or curl, and you don't get any bending in the paper. So it's really awesome. I've been storing my paper this way for 4 years, and it works really well, and I really love storing my paper this way. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the categories that I have here, because I know people are probably going to ask. So I have 3 different flip bins in my closet, and I have them organized 3 different ways. So I have one flip bin with paper by collection, and that's by manufacturer and collection. And then I have a flip bin for color. So I have all the different colors. I have it organized that way. And then I have this one here, which has all different kinds of different categories. And so you can just choose whatever categories you want to be able to store your paper, but I'll share with you some of the things that I did here. So in the front, we have borders and cut aparts. So this is just anything that has, can be cut into strips. And then the cut aparts is just anything that you have that you can cut out. So it's just anything that has like these little frames. We have like, you know, little cards and just different things. It's just anything that I thought I wanted to cut out. So I have a whole bunch of stuff here of just different things like that. A lot of this is from paper pads. I think at one point I went through a bunch of my paper pads and I tore them all up and separated them. And then I put all the cut aparts from those paper pads here. So I have all of that here. That's why I have so much in the cut apart section here. Some of it is paper and some, you know, like individual papers from different companies. And then some of it is just stuff from paper pads. Okay, now we have a category called ugly paper, and I need to add some more paper here because I've used so much of it, I don't have much here. But this is where I keep some older paper or paper that I just consider to be ugly that I would never use for any of my scrapbooking. But you can use it for all kinds of different things. It's really awesome. You can use the back of this paper if it's white for, you know, to be able to use for backgrounds. You could use it for mixed media, to do mixed media projects. What I usually do with this, if I'm going to do mixed media, is I'll just cover this whole thing with gesso, and then it's perfect to do a mixed media background. You can also use these ugly papers to piece together a background for your layout. So if you're going to maybe add a whole bunch of different smaller pieces of paper to your background, you can just use this as a base and then just glue it all down to that paper. So it makes it really easy to create a background with these ugly papers. Okay, then we have grids and ledgers. So basically this is anything with a grid or a ledger. I like to use these for a background for a layout. And then next we have, let's see, I think this was something that got in there by mistake. Or, oh, okay. I think what this is, yeah, this is probably a mistake. I moved about, I guess now it's been a year and a half or more ago, and I had taken all of this paper out of the flip bins and then put it all back in, and it got all messed up. So actually I think what this is other patterns. Oh, actually this one here is chevrons. So I didn't notice the tab here. Some of these papers that I have, especially the ones for my mind's eye, they're really tall because the branding strip is like bigger than normal. So it sticks up really high, like this paper right here. The branding strip is like really, really big. And so it's covering up my tab. But I think this first one here looks like lace. Yeah, that's lacy pattern. So that's what that is. I just haven't labeled that one yet. So that's any kind of lacy pattern that looks like crochet or like fabric. And then we have chevrons. So this next part is going to be all the different types of things like chevrons, hexagons, we have plaids, and then there's polka dots and stripes. And then you'll also notice that sometimes in here I'll have these are page protectors. I just trimmed off the 3 holes over here, and this fits perfectly into the flip bin. And I put all of these scrap papers that are all polka dots. And so I have those in, probably in this, I don't know if I have plaid, but I think in the polka dot here, I had also this paper here. This is has glitter on it because it has glitter and the glitter's all falling off of it. I just put it into a plastic sleeve so that it doesn't make a mess in my bin. And then here we have icons, and that's in the wrong place. Here's more polka dots. Let's see. Then we have stripes, and I have this here with the stripes, the scraps. And then we have icons here. This goes right here. And icons is pretty much anything that is an object. So we have, here we have typewriters, there's cameras, there's eyes. We have some musical notes and just things like that. So different types of objects. Next we have clouds. So all kinds of cloud paper. And then we have, let's see, this one actually goes into hearts. I was wondering where my heart paper went. That's where it is. So let's see, we have cloud paper, and then this is where the hearts or love starts. So we have a whole bunch of kind of heart, Valentine, different papers like that. Okay, next we have our floral papers. And here again, I have some scraps. And then after the florals, I have rainbow, which is, this is just any kind of paper that has all the colors of the rainbow. We have stars here, text and words. And then here's some wood grain paper. I'm going to shift this forward so y'all can see the back of this bin. So we have wood grain paper, all different kinds of wood grain paper here. And then let's see, we have fun fair, which is a term that I picked up from Janet over at RTS Scrap Picking. Janet, if you're watching this video, hey, haven't talked to you in a while. Okay. I watched one of your videos on YouTube. What was it? Janet did a video on stickers. She did a flip bin with stickers, and I want to do that. So that's going to probably be my next video. We're going to talk about taking apart your sticker books and creating a sticker flip bin. So anyway, here we have anything to do with the fair or having fun. So we have all of these tickets and things like that there. Next section is home and kitchen. So here we have things that are recipe or lemons. We have different types of things like that. And then there's a section on nature, which is birds, bees, and butterflies. And there's even some, what do you call those? Flamingos. So we have that kind of paper there. And then the last section here, we have pets. Now I actually moved the pet stuff somewhere else because I have 2 dogs, my little Yorkies. I do a lot of scrapbooking with my dogs, so I put that somewhere else because I have so much of it. And then the last section here is travel. So I just have a whole bunch of paper that's related to traveling. And that's pretty much all I have in my flip bin. Okay, so the way that I have my flip bin organized is not alphabetically. I have things that you can cut apart up here at the front, which is borders and cut aparts. Then we have some things to use for backgrounds, which is our ugly paper and grids. Next, we have paper that are different types of patterns, like hexagon, plaids, polka dot stripes. And then after that, we have different shapes. So we have icons, hearts, clouds, hearts, florals, stars, things like that. And then at the back, we have the wood grain here and textures. In textures, I have things that are just different types of textures, like corkboard. If there's like a wall, this is like a leather texture. There's a blue jeans. So any kind of textured paper, we have marble. That all goes here. And then after that, we have our themes in the back, which is the ones back here are the themes. So that is kind of how I have this flip bin organized. And so that's pretty much all I have to share with you on how to create a flip bin. If you have any questions on this, just please go ahead and leave a comment on this video, and I will try to answer any questions you might have. Okay, so my voice is holding up pretty well. I'm not really coughing or losing my voice. So I think it would be fun to just go through and sort through some paper, just to look at paper because it's fun. And I can talk a little bit about my thought process as I go through my different papers that I have and how I organize them into the flip bin storage. Okay, so I have a stack of paper here that needs to be sorted. I wanted to start by talking a little bit about my thought process and how I figure out where to store each one of these papers in my craft room. And so I'm going to ask myself a series of questions, and based on the answers, that's going to determine where I store this paper in my craft room. And you can use this same process not only for scrapbooking paper, but anything else that you use for your scrapbooking. Okay, so my first question is going to be, is this part of a collection that I have stored in my craft room as a collection? Because if you store things by a collection, you want to keep everything in that collection together. Okay, and if you would like to see how I have all of my collections stored, the very first video in this YouTube hop number 1, was on scrapbooking collections. So I'll put a link to where you can find that video in the description below. But hop number 1, you can go and look at all of the videos where everyone shared how they store and organize their collections. Okay, so if I have something here, which this is Fancy Pants 𝗀𝗶𝗽. This is a collection, but I don't have this collection. I just have a few pieces of paper from Fancy Pants 𝗀𝗶𝗽. So I'm not going to store this as a collection. Okay, so if this paper is not part of a collection, the next thing that I want to ask myself is if this paper is either holiday themed or seasonal, because I do store some of my scrapbooking supplies by the season, which is spring, summer, fall, and winter, or by the holiday, like Christmas, Easter, Thanksgiving, Halloween. And so if you store your scrapbooking supplies by season or holiday, the next thing you want to know is that part of that. So if this paper was a Christmas paper, I'd put it with my Christmas scrapbooking. So this does not belong to one of my scrapbooking collections. It's not holiday or seasonal. So the next question that I'll ask is if it belongs to one of my scrapbooking themes. So scrapbooking themes are things like travel, babies, school, pets. It can be a lot of different things. It's going to depend on the type of pictures that you take and what you like to scrapbook. And themes can be different for everybody. So what themes I might have for myself may be not the same themes that you have. And one of the things I recommend doing before you sit down to start sorting through your paper is maybe to write down the different themes that you have so that you can, more easily know how to answer the questions as you're going through this process. Okay, so is this paper in one of my themes like travel or pets? No, it's not. Okay, so if you've answered no to the first 3 questions, the next question that you want to ask is, does this belong in one of my scrapbooking categories? So you can define categories any way you want. Everybody's probably going to have different categories as well as different themes. But for me, my categories are backgrounds, textures, wood grains, and then shapes like polka dots, chevron, stripes. And then we have like hearts, stars, clouds. So all of those things that I kind of shared when I was flipping through the flip bin. And so those are the types of things we're going to look for next. So does this paper have a texture or a particular shape? And so we'll look at this. Okay, so on one side of this paper, it kind of looks like corkboard on this side. And then on this side, we have a sprinkles, which kind of reminds me of birthday and celebrations. So one of my themes that I scrapbook with is celebrations and birthdays. So we could put this paper in either textures, which would be corkboard, or in celebrations. And so if you have a double-sided paper, you're going to have to decide what side of the paper you like better. And if you only have one sheet of this paper, you're going to have to make a decision on whether or not you want to store this using celebrations on this side or textures on that side. If you have multiples of the same paper, you could store one with textures and the other ones with celebrations, and you can do it that way. So I think for me, I like the sprinkles better, and I think that's a really cute paper. It would be awesome on a birthday layout. And so I'm going to put that with my celebration theme. Okay, and I wanted to say one more. We're going to ask one more question. That paper just happened to land on question number 4. Okay, or actually it landed on question number 3, which is themes. Okay, so the last thing you want to do is, after you've gone through scrapbooking collections and then seasonal holiday, we have themes and then categories. The last thing that I store my paper by is color. So if it doesn't fit in any of my themes or categories, then I'll go with the color. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at this one here. This is also another one that could go under celebrations because it has the balloons. And then this side has this kind of white flowers or white, I don't know what those are. Looks like the top of a party hat on a yellow background. So I could store this with my yellow paper, or I could store this with my celebrations, and I think I'll put it with the celebration because I like this side better. Okay, the next paper we have here is a solid orange paper on one side, and then this side has plus signs. So I could store it on either side. Okay, so first I have to decide which side of this paper I like better. And this is a really pretty orange, so I think I will just store this by color with my orange paper. Okay. Okay, next up we have this polka dot paper with a yellow background. We could store this under yellow or under polka dots. And then on the back here is this paper here that could be used as a background. And it's really cute. There's a little girl here on a scooter with the balloons. I'm not really sure I'm loving this part over here. So if I was to choose one side of this paper or the other, I think I might choose this one and store it with the polka dots. So I'll put that over here. That'll be stored under polka dots. Now, if I was not filming this video, I would actually have my flip bin in front of me and just be putting this paper into the different categories and themes and by color. But because I'm filming the video, it would be a little bit of a challenge for you guys to be able to see that. So that's why I'm not really putting it into the bin. I'm just going to set it over here on the side. And if I want to, I'll put it away later. I'll just watch myself on the video and I'll put it away according to the video. I'll just listen to myself and I can put it away later. Okay, so this next paper is from My Mind's Eye on the Bright Side. It's not a collection that I have. It's not seasonal. I see the back side as a polka dot. And let's see, it is kind of looks like a jean fabric, so it's textured. It's not a theme, but it can go under the category of textured. And I do have a couple of papers in my textured category that are like denim looking. So I think I'll put that with that paper. Okay. This next one here looks like from a paper pad. So one side has a design, the other side is blank. Now, I'm pretty sure I pulled this out of the paper pad to do some mixed media. One of the things I like to do with my ugly paper pad paper is to use the back side to create mixed media backgrounds. And it looks like this next page here was one I was playing around with. So this was a background that I created on the back of paper that I didn't like. And so this is the design that I came up with. And then here's another one. So this is another one that I created. So these are backgrounds that I created using mixed media and different stencils and different techniques. So I'll put these papers in with my backgrounds, and we'll put that right there. And then for this one, I'll put this one in with my ugly paper, and I could use that either to create a background by gluing on different pieces of paper onto this side, or I could use the back of it for mixed media. Okay, next up we have this paper from Prima Marketing. This is called the Something Blue collection. And I don't have this collection, so I just have some paper from it. And so we can take a look. This side has, if you can look in the background, it has like musical notes. It's kind of distressed looking. And on this side is some stripes. So I really like this side of the paper. And I do have a theme for heirloom and home, so I'll probably put this paper under that. Okay, next up is this paper here, which is also from the same collection. On one side is this, it's kind of like a dark gray or light black. It says postcard. It's got some writing on it. And then on the back of that has like a newsprint with bicycles. I like this side of the paper better. And I think it would be interesting actually to use this when I wanted to use something black on a layout. So I might go ahead and store this with my black paper. And if I put this with the black paper and it looks more gray or brown, I might change the color, but I think I'll store this by color. I could store it, I don't know what other category I would have that I would put this in. I could store it with the heirloom, or maybe create another category with, this is kind of, I don't know if it's not really antique, retro, I don't know. Could have a category like that. Okay, next we have some Simple Stories paper from the So Fancy collection. Now I do have a lot of Simple Stories collections, and I'm not 100% sure that I have this collection stored as a collection. So I'll go ahead and check my Simple Stories collections. If this is part of a collection that I have where I have embellishments and other things, I'll put it in with the collection. And it's just one side is kind of like this watercolor look, and then on the back is that pattern. I like this side better. If I decided not to put it with the collection, I could store it with my pink paper, or I could just store it in with another collection from Simple Stories. So one of the things that's really cool about storing it by collection or by manufacturer is if you have things from the same company, like Simple Stories, I could actually put this paper in possibly with another collection that has the same color. Because one of the things that these companies do is they use the same color from one collection to another. So if I found a collection that had a similar color, I could just stick it in with that, especially since it's a very neutral paper. It's just pink. Okay, next we have Just Saying by Rhonda Farrer. And this is a really nice heavy paper. I don't know where I got this from, but oh, it's a My Mind's Eye paper. And the back of it is this red pattern. It's kind of like a geometric pattern. On the front is this background with this floral down here at the bottom. And that's really pretty. I have a lot of My Mind's Eye paper. A lot of this older paper, though, I don't store this by collection because I don't have any embellishments or anything that goes with it. And I might store this with backgrounds. I think this would make a really pretty background with this floral down here at the bottom. Okay, so we'll put that one in with the backgrounds. Okay, this next paper is from a paper pad, and I can tell this is from a paper pad. It has no branding strip. It's got the hole up here at the top. And the back of it's probably white. Most of the paper pads, the back is white. This is a really thick paper though. So it's really pretty though. I like it a lot. It has kind of a distressed look with these gold flowers down here at the bottom. And I would put that in with my background. Okay, here's another paper. Okay, so here's a paper from Basic Gray. This is a really old paper. I don't even think that this company's in business anymore. But this is from a collection called Urban Lux. And on one side is a solid black. On the other side is this kind of strange pink and white pattern. I think I like this side. I would just put this in with my black paper. It might be brown. It's kind of hard to tell sometimes. Sometimes it's hard to tell until you put it. If I put this with another black paper and it looks brown, it's probably a dark brown. Okay, that's one thing if you're struggling with colors and trying to figure out where a paper fits in what color. If you put it in with the other colors, so like you have a blue paper, I have a blue category, light blue, dark blue, and also teal. And if I throw a paper in the light blue category and it looks green, I'll put it into the teal. So that's kind of my rule of thumb. If it looks funny once I put it in with the other colors and it doesn't belong. Now, sometimes it's really hard to tell. Okay, so this paper is from Crepe Paper. It's part of the Storyteller collection. And I have a lot of this Maggie Holmes paper, because this is Maggie Holmes. And I possibly could have this as a collection. So I'm going to say that I'll put this in, or I'll at least check my collections to see if I have the Maggie Holmes Storyteller collection. And if I do, I'll put that with my other paper in, as part of the collection. Okay, so here is, this is from Crepe Paper. It's part of Acorn Avenue, which I've never heard of. But this is a pretty paper. Let me hold it up so y'all can see how pretty that is. It's kind of like a watercolor mixed media effect. It has blue and green. And then on the back of that is this here, which is like dates stamped out. I like this side better, and I would use this as a background. So we'll put that with our backgrounds. I know I don't have any collection from Crepe Paper called Acorn Avenue. That must be a really old paper, because I've never even heard of that collection. 2012. So a lot of this paper, I did not buy it individually. I bought lots from eBay, and it was basically just, you know, stacks of paper, and they would put it in one of those flat rate mailing boxes. And so I just got a whole bunch of paper that way back in 2017, I think. And that's really fun. If you could go, I haven't checked in a really, really long time, but if you're just starting out with scrapbooking, you might check eBay to see if anybody's selling like a lot of their old paper that way. Okay, so this next one is Kaiser Craft Paisley Days collection. And I know I don't have this collection either. So this is, I don't have a lot of Kaiser Craft at all, but I really love this side. It's kind of looks like clouds. Let's see if I can hold it up here. It's kind of hard to see, but it looks like a cloudy sky. So I'm going to put this with my clouds. Okay, next one here is feathers. So we have, this is 𝗀𝗟 Little by Little. And then here is the back. And I have this collection, so I'll put that in with my collections. And if you're not sure, if you can't remember what collections you have and what collections you don't, one of the things I would recommend doing is just to type it up on the computer or write it in a notebook by the manufacturer, and then alphabetize by the collection name. And as you're going through the paper, you can just go and see if you have that collection. And if you do, then you'll know to put it with the collection. For me, I mostly know what collections I have because, you know, when you're buying a collection, you're spending a lot more money. So it kind of sticks in my mind a little bit more that I have those collections, and then I have it stored by collection because I invested money in buying the, you know, more, and buying a lot more of that collection. Okay, here is the Stamping Station Ocean Bubbles. And I don't have anything from this. Don't even know where I got it from. But I think I will put this in with backgrounds. Okay, and then here we have this paper here, which is 𝗀𝗟 Sparkle City. I do have this collection from 𝗀𝗟, so I'll put that in with that. And here we have Echo Park's My Little Girl collection. And I'm not 100% sure if I have this collection or not, but I think I might actually put this in as a background. And I really don't like this floral side, so I might put one of these with my yellow paper and one of them as a background. And that way, if I'm looking for yellow, I could use this. If I'm looking for a piece of yellow paper, that's a really good. It's like a tone-on-tone sunburst, which is cool. Or you could use that as a background. Okay, here's Amy Tangerine Ready, Set, Go. And here's the back of that one. So I could either use this as a chevron or as a background. And I kind of like this as a background. And I'm thinking that I don't have a lot of Amy Tangerine 12 by 12 papers, but I do have some embellishments. So I might actually look to see what I have from Amy Tangerine and see if this would go with any of the collections that I have. And if it does, I might stick it in with there. If not, I could put this one in with backgrounds. And then this one could be either chevrons or pink. This side could be a background. And I kind of like this as a background as well. I like these papers that are fairly solid. It has a little bit of texture to it. It makes a really good background. And then it has this design over here on the side. Sometimes papers that are not really busy are hard to come by. So when I see one like that, I like to set it aside and use it as a background. Okay, so this next one is from Crepe Paper. This is part of the All Heart collection, which I have. So I'll put that with my All Hearts. Here we have Chanel Sparkle City, which I have this collection. If I didn't have this collection, I have a category. I could put it in with clouds, I could put it in with home, or I could put it in with green. And okay, next up is Maggie Holmes Chasing Dreams, which I have this one as well. Isn't that pretty? It's one of my favorite collections from Maggie Holmes. Beautiful floral, and then this pink on the back. Okay, here we have a pink fresh paper. So this needs to go in with my pink fresh. And this is from the Just a Little Lovely. If I didn't have this collection, I might actually put this in with my black and white. And that's really pretty. I like that floral. Okay, now the next one we have here is Crepe Paper. It's part of the Storyteller from Maggie Holmes. So I'll put that in with that collection. Okay, here is a Scrapbook Customs Paper Swimming Pool Water. Now, this one I could put in with summer. If I was going to scrapbook like a swimming pool. Especially this one here. This is probably also swimming pool related. So if I was looking, one of the things you can do as you're sorting paper and just going through and asking yourself questions might be, how would I use this paper? So if it's not part of a scrapbooking collection, it's not a holiday or seasonal paper, it's not one of my themes, it's not a category, you know, how would I use this paper? Do I have anything specific that I purchased this paper for? Like, did I have something in mind when I actually bought this paper? And I think pool pictures, so I might put this in with summer. So we'll put this in with summer, because if I was to use this paper, I'll probably use it to scrapbook pictures by the, you know, people by the pool. So we'll put this in with our summer paper. Okay, up next is this one here. This is nursing uniforms. And my mom was a nurse before she retired. And I have some pictures that I want to scrapbook. And I have bought individual papers. This is from Karen Foster Design. It's called Nurses Scrubs. And I bought this paper specifically to do a layout of pictures with my mom in her nursing uniform. And I have a theme called nursing. So that'll go in the theme nursing. Okay, and then the next paper that we have here is, I think this is Ella and Viv Paper Company. It's called Stormy Day. And I think it's part of maybe the Be Yourself collection. And so it's one-sided, just this one, and it's also kind of glossy. I'm not really sure I'm loving that paper. And if I picked it out, I don't know why. It's possible somebody gave me this paper, or maybe when I looked at it online, it looked really cool. It's kind of a cool paper. I'm not really sure what I would use this one for, though. But if I had to pick something to put it under, maybe I would put it under texture. Or mixed media. I also have a category called mixed media, and this kind of looks like a mixed media paper. And my mixed media category is actually stored in another flip bin. I think a couple of videos ago in the hop, we were talking about how we store and organize our page kits, our base pages, and things like that. And I have a bin where I store that. And I have a video that we did. It was, I can't remember, it was a couple months ago. So I'll put a link to where you can find that video in the description below. But one of the things that I have stored in there are backgrounds and base pages, and also mixed media. So I'll probably put that in that bin. Okay, up next we have some paper from 𝗂𝗏. This is part of the Lost in Neverland. And I did purchase this paper. I picked it because I love the stars. I also like the background. It's like the night sky. But I did pick it specifically for the stars, and I'll put that with my star paper. I love paper with stars. This is a fun paper. Okay, next we have Maggie Holmes Carousel, and I do have this collection from Maggie Holmes, so we'll put that with the collection. Okay, here we have My Mind's Eye Breaking Free. This is a really old collection from 2009. I think I bought a whole huge stack, like 200 sheets of My Mind's Eye paper from somebody on eBay, so I have a lot of really old My Mind's Eye paper, but it's a really nice quality. I love their paper. Okay, so on one side we have arrows, and that's really cool. And then on this side we have this blue. I think I'm probably gonna put this paper in. It's more of a blue-green, so maybe with my teal. Okay. Okay, here's another paper from the same collection. On one side is a gold paper, and on the other side is stars, big, large stars. I actually like this side better, and I really need more solids. I have a lot of, I tend to buy really busy patterns just because they look cool, you know. It's like, oh, that's such a cute paper, and then you buy it, and then you try to use it, and it's so busy, it's hard sometimes. Sometimes it's nice just to have plain, simple paper. Okay, here we have a stripe. This is also from the same collection. And I love this side. Isn't that pretty? I love this color. That's my favorite color. It's kind of an aqua teal color. Okay, here's a polka dot on one side, and then this side is nice. I mean, it's a solid, but it's kind of a dirty looking paper. It's got like a little bit of distressing on it, but to me, it's not really, I don't know. It's just okay. I don't even like the color. So we're going to use this side, and I could put this in with my teal paper or with my polka dots. Because it's mostly teal, I'll put it in with teal. Okay, then we have this one here. This is My Mind's Eye, Now and Then. And this is from Jen Allison. On one side is this paper here with this design on the red background, and then we have a stripe. I think I'll put this with a stripe paper. Okay, and then let's see. Let me see if I can find some different papers that we can talk a little bit more about, because I don't want to bore y'all to death with all these different papers. A lot of them are the same, very similar. Okay, so here's a paper. It's called Tablecloth. It's from 𝗏𝗏𝗏, and it's part of the What's Cooking collection. Isn't that cute? It's like a red check gingham on one side, and then the floral's pretty, but I really like this side. I think that's really super cute. And I think I'll put this with my plaids. I guess I could have a category called gingham, but I don't know. Ginghams and plaids are so similar, I'll just put it all in one category. Okay, this one here is Simple Stories Autumn Splendor. So I don't have this collection, but I could try to put it in with another fall collection that I have from Simple Stories. So I'll probably do that. So I have, this is Autumn Splendor as well. And then this one here too. So these are all Autumn Splendor. If I don't store this with one of my Simple Stories fall collections, I will probably put it with my fall paper. Okay, so this one is part of the Fall Farmhouse collection. I'm not sure if I have this collection or not, but it is a fall paper, and I could put it together with this one over here. Okay, and then we have this pink paisley color wheel. It's got these giant letters on one side, and then the words on a yellow background on the side. And I probably would put this in with my text. I have a category called text. And I have multiples of this paper. I might go ahead and put some of this paper in a giveaway. I'm trying to, as I go through things, to de-stash some things. Things that I think I might not use, or things that are duplicates. And I had purchased some packs of paper from Tuesday Mornings where they had 25 of the same paper. And then once I had that, I went ahead and divided it up and gifted it to friends. And then I have some of it that I still have not used. So that kind of paper, I might keep 1 or 2 of them and get rid of the rest. Okay, next up is a sticker sheet. This is a 12 by 12 cardstock stickers from Crate Paper's random collection. And it has just some alphabets and some random stickers here. I could either find a similar collection, maybe one of the Maggie Holmes collections to put it with, or I could just put it in with my alpha. So I have stickers stored by alpha. So even though it has some additional stickers on it, I think it would still be useful to store this with my other alphas. Okay, then this paper here is super cool because it's actually looks like stickers. It is. These are stickers. This is Kaiser Crafts Alphabet Sticker Sheet Cock-a-Doodle-Doo collection. And that's really super cute. So I would probably just store this in with my other alphas. And same here. I probably have these stored with my alphas. And somehow or another they got mixed in with this flip bin. And here are more alphas. And then we're back to some My Mind's Eye paper. Okay, I think I'll stop here. I don't want to make you guys sit here and watch me sort through all this paper. I have quite a large stack still left. But I think I've given you enough understanding of the process that I use. And hopefully this will help you to figure out how to sort through your paper and figure out where you want to store it in your craft room. So I hope that we get more participation in the upcoming organization hops. And if you're interested in joining the hop, the only requirement is that you have a YouTube channel to share the video. So if you want to join in the hop and you have a YouTube channel, go ahead and send me an email to Karen@yespleasepapercrafts.com and I will send you some information on how you can join in. And so y'all be sure and go out and watch everyone else's videos that is participating in this month's YouTube hop. I'll have links to all of those videos in the description below as well. And that's really all I have for this video. So y'all take care. Hope y'all have an awesome weekend and I hope to see you next time. Bye now.